Mark Ruffalo, I think, had something in the 800 auditions before he booked his first job.
Wow.
And your job as an actor is not to get the part. Your job as an actor is to audition and to show up prepared and to know your crap and to.
I've heard that, yeah.
And the thing is, if you're going to go every single time to an audition and it's going to be the worst day of your life and you're going to stress eat and it's going to be heart palpitations, fight or flight, and you hate every minute of it, babes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it is going to kill you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Department Spotlight, this show where we talk to our friends and colleagues about different things happening in the industry. Today we are talking about acting, but don't worry, I know Mark acted in one of the movies, but we're not talking to Mark. He's irrelevant. We're talking to some proper actors who you've seen in some of the other films. We've got Daniela Caprine, who is new, sort of fresh to the industry, just graduated last year. But then we'll also she's going to be interviewing Tanja Franzen and Wentzel about just how acting works in South Africa, some tips that they have to share. I think this is going to be a very interesting chat.
Insightful.
Very insightful, I'm sure. And hope you guys like it. Let's go into that.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniela Caprine and I am a budding actress.
I am Wentzel and I pretend that I'm an actor.
Hi, I'm Tanja, and these are my friends. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. So, welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Thank you.
It's good to be here.
So being very fresh with the acting industry, how are auditions for you? Do you have a set process when you get to an audition to try and stay calm, click into the character? Any sort of
I love auditions.
technique? Really?
I absolutely
So you're
love
excited
auditions.
to go to them? Okay.
Yes, because I'm going, I was in America for a while and I attended a panel with a whole heap of, working actors in Los Angeles, and it's a very interesting field to observe there as an attendee to a conference. And the guy was like, look, Mark Ruffalo, I think, had something in the 800 auditions before he booked his first job.
Wow.
And your job as an actor is not to get the part. Your job as an actor is to audition and to show up prepared and to know your crap and to.
I've heard that, yeah.
And the thing is, if you're going to go every single time to an audition and it's going to be the worst day of your life and you're going to stress eat and it's going to be heart palpitations, fight or flight, and you hate every minute of it, babes, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it is going to kill you. And the thing that sort of I think helped change my mind was the whole notion that these people want you to get the job. They really are on your side. They might not be, clapping and dancing and hotting on when you come in, but they really
might even be very mean.
yeah, some of them might be
succeed.
really, really
They want you
horrible,
to.
but they want you to get the job because that makes their life so much easier.
Yeah.
And I just see it as an opportunity to perform. Booking work is an absolute privilege. So if you get a script, bloody hell, do the work, even if it is an audition for some product and it's weird, it's a strange script, just go for it. Make choices, approach a commercial script the same way you'd approach a film script.
Yes.
Make established choices, be brave, play, have fun, because otherwise what the heck are we doing? There's so much time spent and you sit there for hours, and I love it. I did a commercial audition today and it was just such fun. If you approach it with a mindset of, gee, what can I learn today? And how can I make this fun and interesting? I mean, sometimes obviously you don't go out there and make a complete fool of yourself if it's a dramatic sort of thing. But you can learn a lot about what you do in front of the camera, and how you can learn to control your breath and control your breathing, because obviously you get nervous. I mean, we were having a discussion the other day about how when you stand up in front of a group of people to talk, or in front of a camera or a casting director or whatever, it is incredibly unnatural. Your body goes fight or flight, I'm being hunted immediately. So you need to find a way to harness that and not be stuttering through your lines and going, oh shucks, they want you to get the role. And they want to see you do brave and interesting things. Sure, you might, and the other thing, with film, I mean, it's 99% of the time got bugger all to do with your performance.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
really? Okay.
Yes.
It's about how you look.
It's about how you look. It's about
that's interesting.
broadcasters. It's
Right.
about... But the lead character's best friend is a redhead, so they need your character to be a blonde. It's really this finest detail that has absolutely bugger all to do with your performance. You can have the most amazing one. Even the director and the writer will be going, yes, we want her. And broadcaster will go, sorry, we want so-and-so because she's got more Instagram followers or whatever.
Yes,
It's
that also happens.
it's so got nothing to do with you. So I just went, screw it, I'm gonna have fun. And I love it. I absolutely love auditions.
I think it definitely helps to like change your mindset, like you do. Just to have fun and go for it.
I think for me, last year I assisted with auditions for Morphe and I had to read in lines. And it was interesting to be on the other side and realizing that when an actor came in, I was never thinking, oh, I hope this guy makes a fool of himself. I wanted them to do well, even the people I didn't like, because I knew some of them. Because, I mean, this could be the person who gets the part and then we don't have to continue looking. But I think a lot of it also just has to do with just not caring about what this person thinks about how big your nose is or all these things, because you see them for a few minutes and then you leave. And you can't let those few minutes define your life. I mean, I do get nervous, which I think it would be a problem if I didn't get nervous, but not as much as I used to. I think the big thing for me is always I try to do a vocal warm-up before the time because that's a calming thing to do. So then I go in knowing that I kind of have my center.
Yes.
And if you have that, then even if they throw something at you, if you just maintain that, you'll be fine. And if you fall on your face, you do. And no one will die, so...
Yeah, it just
He actually booked a commercial.
Where I made it was,
cool.
what happened was the casting director, well, it was one of my very first auditions, and I had one line to say. And then it was my time to speak, and I just, I couldn't say it. And then, fortunately, she was a very understanding woman, so she made me go again, but then she didn't cut. So then I finished the line, and I stood there and it kind of got awkward, and then I don't even know what I did, but then that thing was the thing that they liked. And then I got the part. It was very... But yes, that was an audition where I didn't do anything that I was supposed to be doing.
Wow, that's
It's usually those
That's
ones.
amazing.
Those ones where you go out and you go, oh, that
Yes.
guy, why am I doing this? I'm
Yes.
the most horrific actor. And then they go,
Yeah,
so...
when I got the call back, I was like, but why?
Yes.
I don't understand
I
why.
also think it's very important for film, TV auditions that if you prepare the scene or the sides, whatever they've given you to prepare, that you aren't so rigid in the way you are determined to perform it this way.
Oh yes, yeah.
That the moment they go, okay, but we want to have it slightly more sarcastic, and then you just give them the same delivery.
Yes.
I was at a workshop this weekend with a director that says that's one of his biggest issues in casting is he will tell, seasoned actors, okay, I see the choices you've made and it's great, but let's just try something, just 180 it for me. Do it completely in the opposite intention. And they struggle. And I mean, it is hard. So I got to a point where I put very little... I mean, you obviously, when you get sides, you have a general idea, especially if it's a long-running show or it's a series or they've sent you a synopsis. You know more or less where the character's headed. So you're not going to go off the chart completely. But you prepare more or less in line with what you think they might like to see from the character. Maybe zhush up a line or two or give some options there. But also then leave it. Make sure you know your dialogue, that even if they tell you they just don't worry about the door. Just keep standing. You're not going to lose yourself but I practiced with the door. So,
Yes.
and that's a big issue for beginner actors is like they mime.
We had
and it's weird.
An audition where it was just coincidental that we both went. But in the script, it said your character and mine were both walking, and we got to the audition and they made us do it sitting down.
Oh, okay.
And now you'd prepared this whole thing for standing, and now you're sitting, and it changes everything.
It changes your energy.
Yes, it does. It does.
And it reads differently on camera. And stuff like that, I tell people, don't rehearse it.
No.
Know your lines. Don't rehearse the scene. Know why you're there, who you are, where you're coming from, where you're going, and know what you have to say. But listen, because also you get readers who are actors.
Yes.
And they will give you something, they'll throw a curveball, and then you go, oh, crap, but I rehearsed that line to sound angry. And then it sounds weird. So you still have to be open to listening.
And there's a lady who's one of the top casting directors in this country who, she's done it with me, and she's done it with a few other people as well, where she will just reach a point where she either changes the line completely or she doesn't say it. And you can see in the way she's looking at you, she's doing it on purpose.
Okay.
To see what you do.
Yes.
She wants a natural response.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah. So
Okay.
sometimes they do try and throw you a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
Well, that's good to know. You just have to be
interesting.
natural.
Yeah, and just listen. Because if you stay listening and you don't have this rehearsed performance in your head, it's way more interesting to watch two people figuring it out than, oh, look how she's prepared it so perfectly and every syllable has this specific thing. Like, know what you're doing and then see what happens. It's way more exciting.
Well, I know you briefly mentioned to know your lines and, to not prepare it in a certain way, like you were saying. But when you learn your lines, how do you do that? What is your process for doing that and not getting stuck into like a certain tone or a certain way of saying things?
I had recently the privilege of working with the Meisner studio in Johannesburg. And I'd read the Meisner books, and this woman was offering an opportunity to learn a theatre piece. We actually both auditioned for it.
I didn't get
it. To train you in the way of how Meisner people would approach something. And his whole theory is sort of, with regard to learning lines, is you learn it with no punctuation. You just learn the lines. So then when you're confronted with whatever your scene partner says, you don't have a premeditated response. And it allows for a lot of interesting variations and a lot more, I find, authenticity and vulnerability in a scene, which for me is something as I strive towards as an actor, is to be vulnerable and honest and sincere. You don't want to have I'm angry now sort of. That's not why we're here. So I try and do that, but I find if you learn scene by scene and you learn the gist of a scene, it's sort of, the words find themselves. It's different with soap operas because you have to say exactly what is written there for camera work.
Yes,
so
very
that
much so.
is slightly more tricky. Wenzel's going to talk about his process now.
So yes, I have been studying Arthur Lesak's work a lot the last few years, and he has this thing that they talk about, they call it script marking, where you mark the different consonants that you want to hit, and you literally say the lines like that. Because especially for words that you might struggle with, or certain letters that you might struggle with, but after you've done that, it's stuck in your head. And what I also like about it is they have the different NRGs. So then you can play around with saying the lines like this if you're speaking in radiance, or saying them in buoyancy. So you do play around with a different way of saying it. And in a way, it also is slightly similar to the Lesak thing, where you don't take stuff like punctuation and so on into consideration. But I like to do that. I generally find that that helps me to learn lines. But I think also because I mainly do theatre, my long-term memory is quite strong. So if I read a script a few times and take a nap, I'll remember it when I wake up. So
that's amazing. Yeah, no, the theatre process, way of doing things, I think really helps to train your memory in that regard.
it does. Theatre is very much. I don't want to say it's kind of the brutal side of acting, but it is because you can get away with things on a set that you can't get away with on a stage. There is, and also if you study theatre, it is a little bit of a boot camp in acting. So yes, I do think that they kind of traumatized that into us. It's stuck. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks for watching, and thank you to Tanja, Wentzel, and Daniela for sharing their insights on acting. If you're interested in any of the shirts that Jaco and I are always wearing in the BTS and any of the crew members, please share your interest in the comment box and other ways of contacting us. And then we'll try and set up a store. Cool. So thank you for watching, and like and subscribe. Do the things that YouTubers tell you to do on the other videos that you watch on YouTube.
And until next time, go out and make your movies.